sarvan partha manogatan, one who gives up all mental concoctions, one who gives up all the mental desires. Sitadir muniruchyate, stita prajnasya tadochyate, tada uchyate. Uchyate means it is said. Whenever in Sanskrit you hear this word uchyate, means it is a definition of that word. Just like in English, in the physics, in the science, we define, okay, this is called as nifty. This is called as, in economics, this is known as thermodynamics. This is known as entropy. Of course, in my science, mechanical, I studied this disorderness, entropy. And this is known as heat. Definitions, some definitions we need to by heart about it in our studies. So whenever you hear in the word in Sanskrit uchyate, uchyate means this is known as. Previously, in the previous shloka, Krishna said sthita prajna tadochyate. In this shloka, anudvega, dukkeshu anudvigamana, sukeshu vigata spriha, vita raga bhaya krodha, sthitadir muniruchyate. So he is defining sthitadir muniruchyate. Muni, one who is fixed up in his mind. Fixed up in his mind. Previously also Krishna referred this, Yavasayatmika buddhir ekeha krunandana, one who has a fixed resolution. Such person, sthita, established, grounded, resoluted, determined, strong determination. Sthitadhir. Dhir means, dhi means intelligence. Dhi. Dhir munir uchyate. Such person is known as sthitadhir munir uchyate. We will define these words, understand. There are various words. That is our topic today. Who is Muni? Who is Bhogi? Who is Yogi? Who is Rishi? We will discuss all this. First thing is Bhogi. Bhogi means, I hope everybody knows, right? Bhogi is the opposite of Yogi. It's completely opposite to Yogi. Bhogi means whatever he sees, he thinks of his own greed. Enjoyer. He is thinking all the time for his own sense enjoyment. He sees something beautiful, he says, yes, that is, I want. If he sees something tasty, yes, I need that, I want. So this is called Bhogi. And this Bhogi, is Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter. This Bhogi, he thinks that whole world is meant for my enjoyment. This flower is blossoming for me to smell. This girl is beautiful for me. This Prakriti is so beautiful, that is for me. This Bhogi thinks whole life is meant for sexual enjoyment. This Bhogi thinks whole world created for my own happiness. He doesn't believe there is a God exists. No. Bhogi is always thinking about his own sense gratification. So that's how he eats so much, which he cannot digest. He accumulates so much money, he accumulates so many facilities, which he cannot use. In this process, he becomes a rogi. In this process, he becomes a rogi. The Bhogi, he becomes the rogi, the diseased person. Rogi means diseased person. He gets diseases. He eats anything and everything, and he gets into diabetes, sugar, etc. He gets into many issues nowadays. So, Krishna says, eat not too less, not too much. Sleep not too less, not too much. Yes. Yuktahara viharasya. He says, at least control by. You may not accept me. Krishna says, you may not accept me, it's okay. At least just have a control over your senses. So that is how Krishna defines Bhogi's mentality. Going ahead, that's how that Bhogi becomes Rogi. That's all. Whole world is filled up with Rogis. Whole world is filled up with Bhogis and Rogis. Everybody wants to enjoy. And in the process of enjoying, they become the most miserable person. They become the most deceased. Mental problems, physical problems, etc., etc., etc. So many things. Next is Muni. Okay, Muni will discuss ahead. Rishi. Rishi means one who does research. Understand this. Rishi means one who does research. He inquires. What is life? Why this is happening like this? He takes one subject matter and he becomes more, goes deep into it. So right now, scientists, researchers, fellowship wala, all these people, they are trying to become like rishis. They observe some problem in the world and they wanted to solve that problem. They want to solve that problem. So this is called Rishi. You see, there is a place called Russia. Yes, we all know the country Russia. So previously in the ancient times, that is a hub of rishis. All the rishis used to stay there at the areas. All these researchers, the Russian country. Now that became Russia, whole country. So Rishi means one who does research, one who wants to find out with his own intelligence he wants to find out. He has some intelligence, he finds out. He wants to use his own intelligence to figure out. Here also, these rishis, they refer previous rishis. Previous generations rishis. They follow previous generation rishis. Just like one scientist came. He proposed one theory. Next, another scientist comes and he becomes fellowship. He does a fellowship under him. And he takes his thesis and he elaborates it. He understands it. He develops it more into practical life. So like that, rishis follow another rishi. At least it's good, right? One rishi follows another rishi. There is a group of rishis, they stay together. Group of rishis. And they have some parampara also. Rishi parampara. They have rishi parampara. Here in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Raja Rishi Sampradaya. There were kings, intelligent kings. They wanted to, because they have observed whole world suffering from the many problems. So some of the kings, they wanted to take the path of Rishi. So they became rishis. They gave up their kingdoms and they became Rishi Sampradaya. Many kings like that. Raja Rishi Sampradaya. Yes. One such Raja Rishi was Janaka Maharaj. One such Raja Rishi was Vivashwan, son, Manu. Like that, many rishis were there. At least these are very, better than Bhogis. Better than Bhogis. They have some intelligence. They wanted to solve the problems of life. Not only for themselves, these rishis, they trying to solve the problems for others also. So we know one rishi called Vishwamitra Rishi. Yes, he was a rishi. He did a yajna for the benefit of everyone. Initially, he was a Muni, Vishwamitra Muni, but later on he became a rishi. And then he became a Brahma Rishi. Brahma Rishi. Vasishtha also was like that. Brahma Rishi. This is all about rishis. Then next, we'll go to Muni. Prabhupada explains in the purport. Very interesting. Munis, they wanted to agitate their mind. You see that definition. The word Muni means, the first line, the word Muni means one who agitates his mind in various ways for mental speculation without coming to factual conclusion. These are another category of people. These Munis, they always want to think. They don't want to settle for something. They don't want to settle for something. They wanted to do that, this. They wanted to agitate their mind constantly. And these Munis, Prabhupada writes, it is said, according to Muni circles, circles of their people, if somebody doesn't have a different opinion, he is never referred as a Muni. So everybody should have a different opinion. If somebody has the same opinion, he is never referred as a Muni in that circles. Unfortunately, in the world, this is how it's happening. You see, if you watch some YouTube video, for example, practical example I am giving, you saw some YouTube video, some people, they go through comments. After reading all those comments, they also want to give a comment, but they want to give a comment, unique comment. They want to give a separate comment in which everybody observes, yes, this is a comment. So unfortunately, in this world, in the Kali Yuga, there are so many people who wantedly, intentionally, जानबूझ के दिमाग को खराब करते, खुद का दिमाग खराब कर देते लोग. They want to do something, but they end up in something else, and they don't want to come to a conclusion. Huh? If you tell them, hey, Bhagavad Gita said like this, accept this. No. I don't want to accept Bhagavad Gita. I will figure out my own life. I will see my own life. I will do my own things. So this is what Munis. They wanted to agitate their own minds. Just like in a crystal clear water. Water is very peaceful. Water is very smooth, very nice. When you throw stone into the water body, then ripples gets formed. Ripples gets formed around it, around the stone where you throw it. So these Munis, they are like that. They want to agitate the mind. Rishi, Mahabharata says, nasav rishir yasya matam na binnam. If they don't have a different opinion, they are never referred as Munis. But Krishna, here what he is referring, he is not that Muni. Prabhupada explains. Sthitadir Muni Ruchyate. Krishna is explaining about Sthitadir Muni Ruchyate. He is, in other words, he is also known as Yogi. Yogi. So we discussed about Bhogi, turns into Rogi. Then we discussed about Rishi. Then we discussed about Muni. That Sthitadir Muni is actually Yogi. He is a Bhakti Yogi. This Yogi, he wants to accept previous acharyas. Munis, they don't want to follow anybody. They don't stay in group. These Munis, they don't stay in groups. They don't like others' opinion. They want to figure out their own opinion. Rishis, they stayed together. At least they have some sampradaya. Munis, they never want to stay together. They have their own conclusions of their life. It's very, very difficult to deal with them. Neither dealing with them, they themselves are not happy. They are always agitated. But Yogi, he follows parampara. Again, Yogi follows the parampara. He establishes in the fixed intelligence. Tita dhir munir uchyate. Such person is known as Yogi. A Krishna conscious person. A devotee of the Lord. We all should become yogis. We all should become sthitadhir, fixed in intelligence. Sthita pragya. We should become sthita pragya. Means, sthita means established, resoluted, determined intelligence. We should all come to that buddhi which is fixed up. Okay, this is what it is. Then I have to act upon it. You see, in our life, our mind is not fixed. Our intelligence is not fixed. How can we expect we be fixed? Arey, I'm sitting on a chair, Chair is fixed. The down basement is fixed. The place, tiles I have down. Tiles are fixed. That's why I'm able to sit properly, If my chair is not fixed, if the ground is not fixed, how can I stay fixedly with a fixed mind, fixed intelligence set? So unfortunately, our mind is getting agitated constantly. Constantly, we are getting agitated. Our intelligence is, forget about it, because our intelligence is very, very dull in this Kali Yuga. Dull, very, very dull. Every day we should read Bhagavad Gita. Our intelligence becomes sharpened. Every day we should have such spiritual discussions, my dear devotees. Every day we should have spiritual discussion. Our intelligence becomes sharp. Oh, this is how it is. Oh, this is how it is. Oh, this is how it is. Many, many people, experienced people are sharing with us. All this Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada purports, they are exploring the life. When we hear constantly like this, our mind becomes peaceful, our intelligence gets fixed up. Then we can get fixed up in our life. Then we can take some responsibilities in the life. Otherwise, the biggest problem in the Kali Yuga is nobody is ready to take the responsibilities. Nobody. People there, they will take some responsibility. Okay, I will do this. And after 1 week or 1 month, gaya. Gaya matlab gaya, bas. Because we are not fixed. Our intelligence is not fixed. Our mind is not fixed. So Krishna says one should become yogi. Sthitadir Muni. In other words, it is Sthitadir Muni. Not Muni. We should not get into mental speculations. Previously only Krishna said openly, clearly, Prajahati yada kaman, sarvan partha manogatan, give up all these mental concoctions. So we should become very, very fixed up in intelligence. Vyavasayatmika buddhir, ekeha kurunandan, hey Arjun, just be one-pointed intelligence. One-pointed intelligence. So we'll discuss that. When we have that clear understanding about life, when we have fixed up mind, fixed up intelligence, peaceful mind, then we will be responsible. Then we can take up some activities in the life. We can make our life more successful. We can make our life more peaceful. We can make our life more quality oriented. Otherwise, we are just living. Dogs and cats also living. We are also living. How it makes difference. Yes. So, Sthitadir Muniruchyate. So, Prabhupada writes, this is the last line. He says, Prashanta Nihesha Mano Ratantara, from Stotaratna. One who has surpassed stage of mental speculation and has to come to the conclusion that Sri Krishna or Vasudeva is everything. Such intelligence is fixed up intelligence, my dear devotees. This is a very important point. So what is that fixed up intelligence? Krishna is everything. We should follow Krishna's instructions, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's devotees, Krishna's this connected literature, Vaishnava literature and practices. Tomorrow we will discuss how this Sthita Dir Muniruchyate, he thinks in the difficulties, in the happiness. Prabhupada writes very wonderful purport ahead. We will discuss that. Dukkeshu anudvignamana sukeshu vigataspriha vita raga bhayakroda. So this is what? Bhogi, Rogi, Rishi, Muni, Yogi. Yes. So we should not turn up into, we should not get into Bhogi also, we should not become Muni also. We should become Yogi. We should become Yogi. And we all can become Yogi. Yogi doesn't necessarily, okay, have big shika, or shave your heads. It is not necessary. Of course, one may do it, but it's not necessary. Oh, Yogi means we should go to Himalayas or under the caves, under the patthar ke niche jana chahiye, samadhi pe chala jana. Nahi, it's not required. While you are performing all your duties, we can be a yogi. While wearing pant shirt, going to job every day, going to college, one can be yogi. We'll discuss tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions, comments, devotees?